بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا وحبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال الإمام المصنف رحمه الله: ويملك كل شيء ولا يملكه شيء ولا غنى عن الله تعالى طرفة عين ومن استغنى عن الله طرفة عين فقد كفر وصار من أهل الحين. The author Tahawi rahimahullah says in the next point, he controls everything and nothing controls him. Without him nothing can survive for an instant. Whoever turns away from him, even for the blinking of an eye, is ungrateful and courts his doom.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين نبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. As you know, brothers and sisters, that the author rahimahullah ta'ala started to speak about the actions of Allah Jalla wa Ala and some of the attributes of Allah Jalla wa Ala. He started to speak about these things when he started to talk about Jannah and Nar, and who will go to Jannah and who will go to Nar. And then he started to speak about the qadr of Allah Jalla wa Ala, the divine decree of Allah Jalla wa Ala, and that Allah Jalla wa Ala has the will and the power. And then after that he started rahimahullah ta'ala to talk about the power of Allah Jalla wa Ala in general as a conclusion, or maybe as a complement of this previous discussion. So he mentioned this statement here, which is a very, very important statement, although the commentator did not spend any time in explaining it. And that statement says, وَيَمْلِكُ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ وَلَا يَمْلِكُهُ شَيْءٍ. The translator, he translated as, he controls everything and nothing controls him. We can say that it can be translated as, he owns everything and nothing owes him. Nothing owns him. Now, when we say that he controls everything, or we say he owns everything, are they similar or different? There might be some differences between these two meanings, but both of them are attributes of Allah Jalla wa Ala. Because we said, أَلَا لَهُ الْخَلْقُ وَالْأَمْرُ. So Allah Jalla wa Ala created everything, Allah Jalla wa Ala owns everything, and Allah Jalla wa Ala controls everything. So both. There is no discussion about it. And then, وَلَا يَمْلِكُهُ شَيْءٍ. Nothing owns Allah Jalla wa Ala, and nothing controls Allah Jalla wa Ala. Not at all. Because if there is something that controls Allah Jalla wa Ala, it means that Allah Jalla wa Ala is not the supreme, Allah Jalla wa Ala is not the creator of everything, Allah Jalla wa Ala is not the Lord, Allah Jalla wa Ala is not the controller of everything. It is impossible to believe that there is something that owns Allah Jalla wa Ala, or something that limits Allah Jalla wa Ala, or there is something that controls Allah Jalla wa Ala. Full stop. And then he said, وَلَا غِنَى عَنِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ. Without him nothing can survive for an instant. We, or the whole creation, they are in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala at all times. And there is no one who is not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala at any point. And this might be a better translation to say that وَلَا غِنَى عَنِ اللَّهِ تَعَالَى طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ, and there is always need for Allah Jalla wa Ala, and there is no instant where we or creation is not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. There is no point where the whole creation, any of the creation, is not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And then he said, وَمَنِ اسْتَغْنَى عَنِ اللَّهِ طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ فَقَدْ كَفَرَ. And the one who turns away from him means the one who feels. We have to be careful. The one who feels means internally believes that he does not need Allah Jalla wa Ala, or he is not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala, then he has disbelief. Otherwise, sometimes people might, out of ghafla, out of forgetfulness, they might not remember that they are in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. So they might forget that they are in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. That is not a problem. It is not the best of al-Iman, of course, but that does not imply kufr. But if people, or if someone feels that he does not need Allah Jalla wa Ala, feels means internally he believes in it, then this is an act of kufr, definitely, without a shadow of a doubt. And the author rahimahullah ta'ala confirmed it here.
So Sheikh, you know the translation, is it a mistranslation then, because it says he's ungrateful? Do you think it's a mistranslation?
He's nothing, yeah, yeah.
He's ungrateful and
yeah, is not. فَقَدْ كَفَرْ here, okay, he has disbelieved, yeah, is not a very accurate translation. Of course, it has to be explained well, because وَمَنْ اسْتَغْنَى عَنِ اللَّهِ طَرْفَةَ عَيْنٍ. وَمَنْ اسْتَغْنَى here, which kind of istighna? Okay, is it that out of forgetfulness, as we said, or out of belief? If it is out of forgetfulness, then okay, this is not a sin. This is not a sin, but this is not the best thing. But the one who feels that he is not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala, feels that, believes in it, it means that he committed an act of kufr, definitely. Also, we have to remember, my dear respected brothers and sisters, that this statement, although it is a Aqeedah statement, in fact, it is a Aqeedah, means it is related to our Iman. I mean, it should not be taken as a theoretical statement only. It is related to our Iman. The person has to remember Allah Jalla wa Ala all of the time, and has to feel that he or she is in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala at all times. And no one, we have to be careful, no one should feel that he doesn't need Allah Jalla wa Ala anymore, or at this point. And that's why when Allah Jalla wa Ala says about the mushrikeen, وَإِذَا رَكِبُوا فِي الْفُلْكِ دَعَوُا اللَّهَ مُخْلِصِينَ لَهُ الدِّينَ فَلَمَّا نَجَّاهُمْ إِلَى الْبَرِّ إِذَا هُمْ يُشْرِكُونَ. So those disbelievers or mushriks, when they are in the sea, and they have fear that their ship will be sunk in the sea, and they are worried now, they feel that they are in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. But when they go outside, and when they leave the sea, they feel that, oh, they are not in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala anymore. And this is very, very dangerous. And that's why we always say, wallahi, drinking water, which is a source of sustenance for human beings, for all of us, that can turn to be a source of death for us if Allah Jalla wa Ala deprive us from tawfiq, from guidance, from help, from His support. And that's why the person, he should feel always at any point that he is in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala. And this is, my dear respected brothers and sisters, as Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah ta'ala said, the more you feel that you are in need of Allah Jalla wa Ala, the more your ubudiyyah is increasing. And in fact, in another place he said that this is the essence of ubudiyyah, that you feel that you are humble before Allah Jalla wa Ala, and that you are in a desperate and continuous need for Him Jalla wa Ala. So this is the point. I think inshallah it is clear.